Thank you for inviting me here tonight to tell my story about walking a path that I didn't really choose. I didn't really decide to walk it, but I did walk it, and it led me here to Monona for the last 20 years. So I was a stay-at-home mom, living out in the country in an old house outside of Mount Horeb, 4 kids, 2 years apart, and we went to storytellers and magicians and science events and museums and all those things. And we went to the community center library basement to see PlayTime Productions do a play. And I thought it was really good. And I looked over near the light switch, and there was an intense woman with her arms crossed like this. And I thought, she must be in charge. And indeed she was. It turned out that she was Teddy Stute, a longtime Monona resident who founded PlayTime in 1979 and kept it going for many, many years. 2 plays a year, one in the fall, one in the spring, and sometimes one in the summer. And she wrote over a dozen adaptations of familiar children's tales for a cast of 25 kids with 8 to 10 musical numbers. So anyway, she is a wonderful person, lived here in Monona. So there we were watching the play, and over the next few years we went to several more plays, and then suddenly one of my 4th grade boys was doing skits on the playground instead of playing soccer or football. And I thought, okay, well maybe it's time that he auditioned for one of those plays. So I called the number and I got Teddy on the phone, and she said, yep, there's a huge time commitment and everything takes place right here at the Monona Public Library, which back in those days before the Beltline got all snarly, was about a 35-minute drive from our house. So we went through the play cycle, and I saw how great it was for the kids who were in the play. They learned memorization and reading and leadership and teamwork and personal responsibility. And I just thought, wow, this is a lot more than I thought it was just a play. And then the next play cycle, another of my sons wanted to be in, so he auditioned too, and they both got parts. And about a week after casting, I got a phone call from Teddy, and she said that she'd only called one other person because we were the second ones down on this list, and that she was stopping the play. She was going to fold it right then and there. She just couldn't go on. She was going to be folding the whole production company, actually. She was losing her musician. She was losing the library and her health. I found out later about the library, because this is where they rehearsed, that there wasn't enough supervision, and when they would leave a room, it looked like the inside of someone's closet. So we fixed that later on. But anyway, I said, oh, well, wait, this is such a good thing. Let me help you. I'm in a transition period in my life right now. My youngest is in morning kindergarten, and I'm taking a class back at the university so I can finish my psychology degree, and then I'm going to go off and get a job. But at this point, I can help you. Just let me help you get through at least this play. And she agreed, and so we did. And we made it through that play cycle. And of course, then I saw all of the other elements that I thought were so vital to the community to keep it going. All the sponsors, all the families. So we talked to a lot of people and said, should we try to keep it going? And we decided, yes, let's give it a try. Teddy said she thought she could just direct maybe every other play, and if we could find somebody else to direct, we could do it. So I did all the management stuff, and we did find another Monona community person, Sarah Whalen Blake, and she directed a play, and then Teddy would, and then she did, and then Teddy did. And then we looked for someone else, and I had taken some classes in, of course, now theater, because I was into this now. And my acting partner in Acting 101 happened to be a kid who, of course, had been in PlayTime. And he told me how much it meant to him, how he had friends. He even had a girlfriend where middle school was really rough for him, so that was kind of fun. And then I also took a class called Theater for Young Audiences, where there was Dr. Manon Van Duwater explaining the history of children's theater and all of the different children's theaters that there were across the nation and the world. And I realized how unique PlayTime really was, a traveling troupe of kids taking a play to 15 different performance locations. So all these things just made me want to keep it going and keep it going. So we worked hard and couldn't find another director, just couldn't. We looked and nobody really wanted to do it. We were slowly building and building the organization so that we could pay people so that the musicians and such could be replaced, but we hadn't gotten to that point yet where it was really a salaried position. And Sarah said, Renaye, you should direct. I can teach you. And she mentored me through my first play, and I really, really liked it. And My very, very first play that I did totally on my own was The Red Shoes. And that's a story about a girl who really wishes for a pair of shoes, but once she puts them on, she can't stop dancing. That, by the way, is the play we're doing in the spring, in case you want to come see us in April and early May. Just really coincidentally. So anyway, I sort of feel like that's sort of what happened for me, is that I put on the red shoes of Playtime and walked my path, and I've been in Monona for 21 years. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Renaye, everybody. My father is a screenwriter and has done playwrights and done plays my whole life. So I feel like that the reason why I can get up here and hold a microphone and be so comfortable is because of plays as well. Because I think that it's a really big part of our community and a part of our growth as people trying to learn how to express themselves and feel comfortable on the stage. And like she was saying, one of her students was out of college. That's how that works.